We are happy to announce that this episode of the SW Show is partially brought to you by Humble Bundle. Well, not really. We are part of the Humble Bundle referral program, and we just wanted to say that if you like really cheap games and maybe helping charity pending the Humble thing going on, all you have to do is go to humblebundle.com/partner equals SWW. That's right, humblebundle.com/partner equals SWW. And you just do your normal stuff, and it just kind of helps us get a couple bucks here and there. Maybe it helps AJ get his lights. Maybe it's Mike camera. Maybe we actually pay Corey for helping us out. But again, if you're going to go buy games anyway, it might be worth checking out.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Movie Club. Tonight we are talking about The Beekeeper. 1 hour and 43 or 44 minutes of just pure action.
It is valid to say, I don't know what I expected, but it was not this. Yeah, it's...
I mean, I figured it would be a typical Statham action movie.
Right, and that's what I was trying to think of, like, I'm trying to think, because it's Jason Statham with, which, already, Jason Statham's character is generic, semi-ethnic guy that we need to be...
No, semi-European, not semi-ethnic.
European, but, it's that, very much has accent that he kind of just morphed what he needs it to be, stuff like that. He's kind of
Yeah.
It's funny because there's a world where you're going to be generic extra, but instead he's, one of the biggest action stars.
I mean, I think he's built himself up to...
No, he's earned it, but, you could totally see that world where he's just a generic guy that would be in stuff, but instead he's that.
Yeah. I mean, dude took over the Expendables franchise.
Also, I did not realize that he was married or engaged to Rosie Huntington-Whiteley.
That's a fairly recent thing, so...
Since 2010.
They've been married?
Since 20... Apparently they're engaged right now. I don't know when they got engaged. 2016.
Yeah, that's still fairly recently.
That's not. It's 8 years ago.
Oh shit, that's right.
Yes, this is The Beekeeper. I'm trying to think where to start. We kind of talked about it to begin with. Let's start there. So David Ayer is the director of this film, which I want to make the point of. He has to have... Actually, I was thinking about this more when we were talking. It's the front half of his career is really good, right? And then it just kind of fell off the face of the earth.
Well, I think the front half of his career, he built a name for himself, and then people just started throwing money at him. So, I don't know if it's necessarily, his issue, being, he's choosing the wrong projects. I think it's become the guy just gets checks, and you can't blame him.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I blame it. Because what's End of Watch, his last, I think, good movie? It's after that, it's Suicide Squad, it's Bright, it's...
Let's see, as a director... I mean, he did Fury, which I think a lot of people enjoy. I don't know if people necessarily see it as...
That's fair. There's and I'm not saying it's per age, but we're talking about a man who went from Training Day to Fast and Furious to Dark Blue to going to Bright and Suicide Squad. That's such a change. It's not even funny. And I understand he wrote those, he didn't direct them, but it's so interesting how much it changed.
Yeah, it's certainly one of those things where, you're forgetting that the original Fast and Furious came out before Training Day.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, I guess it's same year, but I think one came out.
It's same year. They were listed. Did they actually? I think they were like right next to each other.
Yeah, it's Fast and Furious and then Training Day. But
Oh,
if you go by
yes,
bottom is quote unquote older.
But they are June to September difference. Like you're 100% you're correct. But yeah, they were like right that's when you make a name for yourself. Is going kind of back to back like that.
But yeah, I mean,
where would you like to start? What was your kind of going into this? What was your take? Because obviously you were excited for this.
I think my take on this was just like, hey, it's gonna be Statham. It's like Statham John Wick, right? Like, it had that feeling of, you know, maybe it's gonna go the route of the first John Wick, where like something was wronged and then he just goes on a rampage. But then the whole, like, I understand why they had to be on the head with the bee analogies, because if you were subtle about it, so many people would just be like, I don't get it. Why is it called the Beekeeper? You know? So, you know, if they had been more subtle, I think some of that stuff could have played out a little bit better. But really, I mean, looking at kind of the lead up to this movie, I was just like, this movie's not going to be that long. It's just going to be action. It's going to be a fun break for movie club. Because normally we do like fairly serious movies.
Yeah, but like I think that's kind of, we tend to, like, I'm not saying we don't enjoy those, but we tend to, as people, I think, default to those type of films.
Yeah, and we need these movies every now and then.
And this, to me, and it makes sense, it also being Amazon, I guess, like, it's not the same, but it reminds me of, like, The Cocaine Bear or Violent Night, or like one of those. Like, it's kind of like, we found a way post John Wick or in there of John Wick to find this new genre of, like, we discussed, I think it was Cocaine, but we discussed kind of like what is the future of action films. Or no, it was like, this year we did, or last year we did with what was the film we watched? The fourth one of that I hadn't seen the others of. No. Was it Denzel Washington? I think.
Oh yeah, we watched Equalizer 3.
Yes. So we were talking about that, like the future of the action film, and like if this becomes like with that one, the problem was like we talked about how like action franchises are gone. This to me seems like a fun way to keep the action film alive, because it's like, let's do instead of doing the Valentine's Day thing of getting all of our favorite celebrities together, this one's the let's actiony get all of our favorite celebrities together, and there's something really I appreciate about that. And like especially like they got Jeremy Irons in this. How much do they pay for Bouchard to be in this film? Like,
I mean, like this is kind of my point. Like you asked me about, like, is this the next Cocaine Bear? The problem is the budget is so vastly different. Like, this movie clearly had a budget. Cocaine Bear looks like it was filmed as a student film that got expanded out.
So this budget was $40 million. What was Cocaine Bear's budget?
Probably like 10.
30. Cocaine Bear had a $30 million budget.
That might be inflated due to advertising budget.
I can't tell, actually.
Yeah, that's the problem, is they can hide some of that stuff with.
No, and I know this is Hollywood math, so like all of it's fake to begin with. But
yeah.
Also, the other one I want to shout out in this film, because I was just thinking the other day we don't get enough of, is I don't understand how, but they got Minnie Driver in this film, and that's like another actress who like we just don't get enough. And also, this is a very different type of role for her, which I found very interesting. I feel like, because like obviously she's like the love interest or the friendly or even like some serious roles, but like I don't think we see her kind of in this type of role that often at all, if we have.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look at her her filmography to be like, oh yeah, this is another.
Because it's just like we don't like the action. Like I just don't see an action genre. I feel like.
Yeah, or if she has been in action movies, it's more of a
Like secondary character, or that like something like more
an
like
expositional
like
character.
she's with someone. Yeah, like she's with someone that something happened to. I feel like, and she's there to explain it. Like I just don't feel like I see her in the action. Let me phrase that.
Yeah.
So,
I
think so. That we will obviously Jimmy Iron.
I had so much fun watching this movie. And I think you could tell that
Do you think
when
we will get more of these?
I hope not. I really hope this is a one and done. Something tells me it
Because at
won't
some
be.
point, right? Because like at some point, I understand we talk about the death of like these action genre stuff, but like sequels make money. This is a rule of life, and I understand you go burn a franchise to the ground, but on paper, sequels make money, or at least stuff like all that stuff becomes easier in a sequel, or can become easier in a sequel if you want to budget it. Where like you'd think they would just be like, can we just pay Jason Statham, remove every other B-list actor from this film, put C-list actors in this place, and cut the budget in half? Like, that's what they're thinking in the back room.
I mean, honestly, like, if you take Statham, Irons, and Minnie Driver out, like, there's people that you know, right? Like Josh Hutcherson, you know who that is.
Right.
But
I think you need. I guess it's fair. You could do the upgrade him to main character because you need someone from this film to transfer over for logistical reasons.
I mean, what has?
Like I could see a world where this is. Could you see a world where this is like an Amazon series? I could see that.
Yeah. But only because they're trying to put everything as a series.
Also, the other thing I want to shout out, because I'm looking at the poster currently, who would put from the director of Suicide Squad on this film?
I mean, hey,
Like
you got to
who
make
would
people
choose
curious.
that?
They just got to be curious.
This is true. This is true. Is there anything else that you want to shout out before just telling people to go run to the theaters?
Yeah, I mean this movie's not just pure action, right? Like it covers an interesting topic of, this kind of modern identity theft scam culture that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And really, other than that kind of being over the top at times, as well as the FBI agent being a little over the top. That being said, some of the lines that she has are hilarious. The one where she's like, they're checking in, and she goes, "Sorry, my partner hasn't slept in 3 days and he's recently concussed," or something like that. Just as like a throwaway line to get the Secret Service to not question them.
As
That's a
much
great
as
line.
I hate some modern Hollywood writing and some modern Hollywood how we make films, there is something really fun when it's a film like this. You just tell people had fun,
Yeah.
and it's just you just see it.
Yeah, like a lot of the torture to the mob guy, the first data center dude.
Mm-hmm.
The torture to him is just hilarious. I will be honest, I thought for sure, like, because they call him, the Queen Killer, I thought for sure he was killing the president.
Yeah,
I mean, they
could
set
very
that
much
up
see
from
that.
as soon as you find out who she is. They set that up. It's like, okay, he's gonna kill her, and then that's his, like, vindication or whatever. But also the South African dude just like being a tank. And then finally the way to defeat him is to kick his fake leg off.
It's such a good little...
Which I will admit, I like that they... Well, I don't like how they shot his initial getting shot. Because it looks like he just domes him. Like, square between the eyes. But they show that it went through his cheek. Which you can survive. And I appreciate movies that do that. Where it looks like they got shot in the head, but actually they got shot in the cheek. The second
especially like when
Sicario
it's
does
done
it too.
right.
Yeah.
The problem is like when it's not done right, you're like, obviously they faked it. If you could do it and it's like, oh, you just adjust the camera and you could see it was totally a visual trick, then it's cool.
Yeah. And you're like, oh shit, dude's alive because that's not a fatal shot. But yeah, I mean, just like, I don't know. To have Statham go unscathed and then finally get stabbed by this South African dude that probably should have been dead a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
At times, like, okay, you either need to have him be an absolute tank and nothing happen to him, or you need to John Wick it and show that he's vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout it, not just as a plot device. And I really thought kind of the end where he's like, you get to make the choice. I was like, dear God, they're going to set this up for a sequel. With that line. But then it's like, they really kind of don't.
Mm-hmm.
Everything
Yeah,
just kind of
it's
wraps
kinda-
up neatly.
It's probably one of the only films I feel like I've seen recently that kind of just actually puts a bow on everything.
Yeah, because everything wants to be a... You know, it's got to be at least a 2, if not 3-part.
At least, or at least the open for one. So in 5 years, when they decided to make it, it makes sense. Like
Yeah.
even like something like Cocaine Bear, like they kind of do these things where they open it, so you'd be like, oh, we can come back if we need to. Like they kind of just leave that little stuff ready.
I hope they don't come back to Cocaine Bear.
No, but like they totally set up so they could.
I think they are, but I hope they don't. Like, it's...
Like they have to after like success of it, right? Because the box office is like almost 100 mil.
Yeah, I don't know. That's... I feel like that succeeded because of the meme, whereas Morbius died because of the meme.
The difference was when we all went to see this because of the meme, we all shocked how good it was. That's the difference.
I mean, Cocaine Bear was not good. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, but it was entertaining. You cannot watch
definitely
it and tell me you did not have a
entertaining.
fun time. Okay, the difference is this film was just entertaining. And I'm not saying it was amazing, but it was entertaining. Morbius was entertaining because it was actively bad. This was at least had the entertaining factor of understanding that part.
Yeah, I mean, and Beekeeper's the same way. Like, as soon as the final action sequence starts, you're just like, dude, yep, I'm ready for this ride. Let's go.
You're like, I know exactly what's going on. We're ready.
Yep. I'm like, I know how they're gonna choreograph this. I probably know the end of this. Like, I don't care. Let's just do this.
While we were wrapping up action movie talk, I have to ask you, because no scene in this film, I think, has topped it. Do you think we are visually going to see a scene that ever tops the John Wick top-down scene? In, like, an action film?
The top-down scene.
When John Wick 4 cuts to... Or, which are the 4? Whatever.
Oh! When they take the roof off the hotel?
Yes! Yes!
Oh, okay.
With the crane shots and all that, when they do it where it looks like
I mean...
Hotline Miami.
That's just the evolution of the old boy shot. the hallway
100%,
shot.
but like it's such a cool evolution.
Yeah. I think we will. I think they'll go full on, like, single take, 7+ minutes, you know, that kind of style.
We have to train audiences for that.
No. No, if you do it right.
It's like why the first person doesn't work. It's because like you can't like visually there's some problems.
No, if you do it right, you can totally do a single take action sequence that long and make it feel right and not leave audiences confused.
You have to do a slower action, I feel like, at points. So you can have it fast in moments, but like whoever the main guy is, whoever the main point of that shot is, has to be clean and a little slower versus like random explosion on the side too. Like that's been the problem with those kind of shots.
No, I think
because you have to get multiple rooms. Because it's the pacing in the shot when it's that long, you have to kind of watch it.
I mean, you need to do a lot of cutting to establish what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But then once you set it up and once you start that Rube Goldberg machine, I think you could do it as a one shot.
I know you don't like Marvel stuff. If you ever are curious, the last episode of Loki season 1, and then they have a documentary for all their shows. That documentary talks about the shot a ton for like 15 minutes. They did a really cool thing where they stitched basically a fake one shot, but it looks like a one shot actually in the scene really well.
No, if you're gonna stitch it, that's just the cheater way to do it. At least Daredevil had the balls to try and do it. I'm not saying the Daredevil one was good, but
it's still funny to me that the most iconic one shot's still like the Goodfellas one shot. Like everyone just points that as like the one shot.
Yeah. I think there's a lot more iconic one shots.
That's one though. I feel like that when you say to people like, "Give me one," I feel like Goodfellas is the one that like comes out. I give you the better ones, but like I feel like it's the like pop. It is the pop culture one because it's just it was such a big movie that era too.
I think my favorite one was from. Oh shit! I'm gonna get the. I think it's Jarhead. There's a really good one shot. There's a good one shot in American Sniper too. It's not very long, but it's pretty well done. But End of Watch has a lot of really good one shots. And I feel like honestly you could cut a lot of that movie together as just the camera from inside the car. The 28 Days Later series has some pretty good one shots. Obviously 1917 is a very good example of using cuts wisely. Because
that's one. It's a film. You talk about a film that fakes. I'm not. It's not actually truly faking a one shot, but like they're really good at making you feel like it.
I mean, the shot length in 1917, is ungodly. And when they do cut, it's smartly done. You know, it's not a cut to get another angle, it's to progress time, or it's to to do stuff like that. It's to progress the story. It's not to just, oh well, we need a shot reaction shot. So that's probably my favorite. I mean, this movie has some like longer action sequences. They're not one shots, but I definitely feel like it could maybe do some of its action as one shots. But no, in terms of like stepping up from that, I don't. Other than making it just a one shot, I don't know what you would do.
Yeah, I just don't know either. That's kind of
Short of going
like
going back and making Saving Private Ryan style, like
I feel like it's that you need to like if we could find better ways to embed not actually the tech, but like the way a GoPro looks, one of those like on the cameras maybe like I'm trying to think that or the other idea is I always think it'd be fun. So, you know, there's that one film that played with everything was shot on webcam, searching whatever it was, so it was on like the computer.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
play with that, like,
Henry. I was like, that movie sucked.
Oh no, that did not that. No, but like that one I think had cool ideas, and I'd be interested to watch it through like either security camera footage or actually jumping to the cameras. Like I wonder if you play something like that kind of as a shot angle.
Yeah, that could be. I mean,
or the other fun one is, can you play with like horizontal and vertical video? Like, can you play with black and stuff like in video and like those lines and use that to like it's out of scene, but like it pulls the audience like out for a shot.
I mean, you could frame it such that like you use doorways to create.
You could use environment to create whatever you want with that video's thing, but like it's purposely to like mess with the audience. It feels something like further away or pull them in. Ooh, that's an interesting. Could you like do a shot where like the action's going and it does like a pull out and like pushes them in real fast, kind of like a roller coaster?
Yeah, that's kind of easy to do. You basically just throw a zoom lens. What's that?
Yeah, I say that one because I feel like I've seen that kind of shot once in a while.
Yeah, you basically just throw a zoom lens on, and you need to zoom in faster than the camera moves back.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then you can create.
That's like it gives you that effect, basically. Yeah, that's how you create that effect of the speed. Yeah. So that's just kind of I just don't know how else to kind of like. I think that was a shot that's just going to be for a long time, kind of standing up there. It's an iconic one.
I mean, honestly, if they want to do something like that, I think Sicario is a great franchise, if you want to call it that, to explore with something like that. Because they've done that, right? Like, they shot with night vision and thermal in the first one. You know, they explored dash cams in the second one. Cell phone cameras, stuff like that. Like, I feel like if you wanted to create maybe a stitched together one shot using,
but it's using the other cams like in the scene,
using like body cams and using helmet cams and stuff.
So
like
the action's like one motion, you have to line it up, so editing would be pretty tight. But like you could still, if anything, all of them would have to be recording at the same time, and just in editing, I just overlay them.
Yeah.
And then from there, I pull ID. But yeah, that'd be kind of cool to actually one shot it, but like using a ton of cameras.
It'd be tough. God, the rehearsal for it.
No, it would not be an easy shot. That would be the expensive shot.
It'd be like that that 90-minute one shot. I forget what it's called.
Yeah.
I always want to call it a Serbian film, but I'm like, it's definitely not that. But there's a movie that's like 94 or 95 minutes long, and it's a one shot. And there's a pretty good documentary on it, and they had enough money to do it 3 times. And the third time is what you see as the movie. So, yeah. But in terms of Beekeeper, I highly recommend.
Beekeeper, I think I would say, very fun action film. It's the turn off your brain. You're going to have a good time.
Yeah, it's perfect for that. You don't have to think. The plot is barely there.
And you're like, and every 10 minutes you go, I know that actor.
Yeah,
it's one of those. This is the type of film that I think it's fair to say 10 years ago we'd have had like 5 every year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's the film we don't get anymore because budgeting.
Yeah. I love the line where Jeremy Irons realizes it's a beekeeper. And he's like, And Josh Hutcherson's like, well, what does that mean? He's just a beekeeper. And Jeremy Irons goes like, he's the last pair of eyes you'll ever see.
That's such a good line.
And I'm like, oh, so this is like legit, you know, super Black Label stuff. But yeah.
But yeah, Beekeeper. Go check it out in theaters. Give the theaters your money. Go see it on Fight Out Tuesdays or need to.
Yeah. Have fun, everyone.
The SW Show and all of its affiliate podcasts are podcast by me, Mike Maroney, and AJ Losi, sometimes by contributors, including Corey King. You can follow the SWW Show on social media at the SWW Show, or sooner or later you go to patreon.com/SWW to help us out. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day.